Robert, going back to you on, we'll give Jim a break here. Going back to Robert on the product side of things. I hate to ask because you just put out this huge update for everything, but everybody wants to know what's next. What's on the roadmap? What's coming down the pipe? Anything that we can tease the shooters with here? Anything that you're thinking about? Any kind of exciting stuff on your brain?
There's a long list of features. I'm committed to never letting Jim retire because there will always be new features to go do.
Congratulations, Jim.
Yeah. I think what's coming next are a lot of things we're looking at integrating into the cloud.
Okay.
Bringing some artificial intelligence technology to bear to be able to analyze and tell you what's going on. Because we have this wealth of data. I mean, just tons of data about what you just did. How can we process that data and analyze it and even look over a whole shooting session or round, what's going on, to be able to tell a shooter, well, you started off well, halfway through you must have gotten tired because this started happening, and then at the end this happened. But to be able to give a bigger picture, instead of just one snapshot on a shot, here's a bigger picture of what's going on, and to be able to do that fairly easily through the cloud. And then that also plays nicely into coaching the coach, making those types of tools available to them.
Right.
If you can imagine a guy he's coaching a dozen kids on his trap team. They go practice. If they had all their data uploaded to the cloud, he goes home at night. If he had some tools in his quiver, he could go through and say, okay, Billy's doing this, Joey's doing this, and really be able to provide some feedback. Instead, I think you said it earlier, instead of burning through 12 flats of ammo to perfect something, can you do it in a couple of boxes of shells? And now they've got it dialed in.
Well, that could be obviously a huge advancement because, with the AI technology, it can review all the shots and it could put a summary and a synopsis together of each of the team members. The coach still has to take that information, go to the shooter, coach them on what they need to do, but they'll be armed with this data of, this is what we noticed. You got a little slower towards the end of the day. This might be an endurance issue. Hey, let's focus on just some strength training. Keep doing those gun lifts. These type of things. Versus maybe the coach having to look at each one, come up with that analysis themselves. They could have a little bit of a foundation of analysis from the AI to say, this is what we're seeing. Now go take this information to the shooter and, help them, with these points of improvement that they need to work on, but also calling out all the great stuff they're doing right, that they're moving to these birds correctly, they're moving through straightaways like they need to, all that kind of stuff. So that would be really exciting. And you're right, you have all the data. It's just getting the AI to review it and get the language model to export it.
Concise summary and report. Here's 5 videos we have in our video arsenal that they could go watch that would help them understand what's going on. Because one thing we've observed as we've been shipping shot trackers is if people get a little bit of success, then they're hooked. And if they can continue to improve, they're going to want to do more of it. And the frustrating thing I think for kids is I start off as a mediocre shooter at the beginning of the year. At the end of the year, I'm still the same. Okay, next year I'm going to do something different. But if they're continuously improving, you got them hooked for life.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing with smoking clays. When you really hit a clay hard, you're kind of hooked. You're kind of in. But getting them to that point, right? Where they're hitting them and they feel confident and they feel like they know what they're doing, obviously is a huge part of keeping them engaged in the sport and keeping them moving forward. So yeah, I think that's really important. So this is great, guys. This is a great update. I encourage everyone, if you have your shot tracker already, do the firmware update. It's very simple. Register your account for the cloud. That's even more simple. Get the update of the application, obviously. Get out to the range. Try some out these new features. Watch them break on your big screen. It is super fun. So I encourage everybody with a shot tracker to do that. And as always, if you have a shot tracker, you get all the free updates. So go take advantage of them. If you don't have a shot tracker, you couldn't have picked a better time to go get a shot tracker. So obviously you can go to takeaimtech.com and you can order that right online, direct from Jim and Robert. They ship it out. They get it to you very quickly. So if you don't have one, now's the time. definitely take advantage of some of these new features. Guys, before we close up here, again, I wanted to thank you for your time and jumping on. I know everyone loves to hear it direct from the source, as we like to say. Anything else here, guys, before we close it out? Anything else you want to tell everybody before we sign off?
Maybe just one more little tidbit of a future feature.
Sure.
So today, you're graded, did you break the clay or not break the clay? Right? It's a 1 or a 0. Well, imagine if you can, because we actually know where the pattern was on the clay. Over your round of trap, I could tell you the total inches of error for all of your shots.
Oh, so, okay.
You were 1 inch off on this one, you were 10 on this one, 2 on this. So you could now have almost virtual competitions in the cloud that's based on total error for a round of shooting plays instead of just breaking it. Or not breaking.
Well, I know some. I can think of some guys at the club right now who would love that because they are very precise in their hits and their misses. So I think that would be actually a really good feature. So that one sounds very cool. So we can know just really how good are we. Well, you might have broke 100, but I broke 100 a little bit better than you broke 100. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I love that. All right, Jim. Anything else from your side?
Couple things.
Okay.
I spend a lot of my time on the telephone doing Zoom calls with customers. There's sort of a when people call, they've got an issue of some sort. Okay, we take them through all the bore sighting and all those kind of things. There's just sort of 3 rules I want to just throw out to impress in people's minds.
Oh, great! Yeah, please.
Rule number 1: fresh batteries. If anything starting to be, always make sure you got fresh batteries because there's a lot of electronic stuff going on here. Number 1.
Right. Okay.
Number 2, once in a while, if all of a sudden things stop working for some reason, and we're working on always improving and making it better and better and better, but every once in a while it might just stop.
Okay.
Power cycle the shot tracker. Just turn it off, turn it on.
Right.
Okay? If that doesn't fix it, then you go to the home page, shot tracker button, factory reset.
Okay, right.
Those 3 things. If you do that, if you're out in the field and you're out in the middle of nowhere, you don't even have cellular coverage or anything of that sort. Basically, if you got fresh batteries, if something happens, power cycle it, and if that doesn't bring it back so that it's working perfectly, factory reset. When you do the factory reset, your profile is preserved. Okay, so in terms of the settings, what's gone are the bore sight numbers. So just do the site, and you're back up and going again. That will fix 95% of the phone calls that I get.
Okay, fair enough. And so we've got obviously, hey, the shot tracker comes with a battery charger and extra batteries, so take those batteries with you. Make sure the shot trackers, got fresh batteries. That's always good advice. And then, I think, with any piece of technology, your laptop or whatever technology you're using, sometimes things just, stop running the way they should. You turn it off, you turn it back on. It just cleans up those processes, lets it run fresh. So, that's great advice. And then the third one is, if it's taken on some bad settings or maybe you've put something in there and you're just not sure what you've changed and you're not getting the feedback that you're supposed to, hit that factory reset, do a quick bore sight, you're back up. If all else fails, the best customer service in the business is here for you, Jim. But when you call him, make sure you've done those 3 things because he's probably going to ask you.
If you've done those things, you probably won't have to call me.
Fair enough. All right. I like that.
But I love when I can talk to people. I spend a lot of my days chatting with people all around the country.
That's great.
It's really cool. I learn about their families. I learn about their ranges.
Yeah.
I learn about their retired military histories and all this kind of stuff.
Well, that's good, and listen. I love that you guys are here in Texas, that you're here in the States to support your customers, and also just a quick note for everybody. Robert and Jim are huge supporters of the shotgun sports in general. They're out there supporting your state shoots. They're out there supporting, the local clubs. Obviously, supporting Trap Talk and a lot of different things that are out there, helping with the shotgun sports. So we always say support those who support our sport. And obviously, Take Aim Technologies is doing that in a very big way. So, guys, again, thank you. This was great. I think everyone's going to love it. I think you shared a lot of great knowledge, and we will get this video out to the shooters so that they can see it. And yeah, thank you for your time. This was awesome. Appreciate it.
Thanks for putting it together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Thanks, everybody.